going to warm up with 2 minutes of jumping rope. If you don't have a jump rope, you can shadow jump instead. And we're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put the rope aside. Standing with your feet shoulder width apart. Look over to one side. And the other. Up. And down. Half circles from one side to the other. To full circles one way. And the other. Tilt your head to one side, ear to shoulder. And other side. Release and roll your shoulders back. Arm circles forward. Back. With both arms up, one goes forward, the other goes back 5 times. Opposite way 5 more times. Cross the arms front to back. Standing with your feet shoulder width apart, stretch over to one side. And the other. Elbows out, standing twists. Hands on hips, circles one way. And the other. Pull one knee up and hug it in close to your body. Same side hand to the inside of the foot, hold and extend forward. Release with control. And hug the opposite knee in. And extend. Release with control and shake it out. Standing feet shoulder width apart, squat down, then front kick as you come up, alternating sides 5 times each. Continue going into low side kicks, alternating sides 5 times each, getting a little bit higher as you progress. After your last rep, make your way to downward facing dog, walking the heels out and settling in. Going into ankle mobilization, tiptoe forward and ground the heels back, rocking back and forth. On the next one, tiptoe forward, coming all the way down through to upward facing dog, and then pressing back to downward facing dog. Keep going for 5 or 6 more reps. From down dog to spider lunges, stepping your foot to the outside of your hand and lowering the hips with a pulse, alternating sides 5 times each. Stepping through to a walking stance and pulsing the hips as necessary to settle in. To a horse stance hold. To your walking stance on the opposite side. Back to your horse stance, place your hands above your knees. Press into one leg to open up the hips. Then the other. Repeat one more time on each side. Turn, coming down to a low lunge, lowering the back knee and the top of the foot. Bring your hands to your knee and sink into the hips. Hands down, shift the hips back and forth, keeping them elevated and straightening out that front leg as much as you can on the lean back and folding over it. Curl the back toes under, hold the half split back, keeping the chest low, alternate flexing the foot and pointing the toes. Keeping the toes up and hold. Return to low lunge, this time bending the back knee, pointing the toes up and holding onto the foot if you can, drawing it in for a quad stretch as you sink into the hips. Release and turn to repeat on the other side, starting with a low lunge hold. Shifting the hips back and forth from a half split back to low lunge. Curl the back toes under, holding the half split as you alternate flexing the foot and pointing the toes. Remember to try to straighten that front leg as much as possible and keep your chest low. Holding the half split. And returning to low lunge, pulling the back foot up for a quad stretch. Release, making your way to a kneeling position, knees apart, feet apart to frog. Release, bringing feet together, then knees together, and making your way to a seated position for a butterfly stretch. Soles of the feet together, hold onto your feet with your hands, sit up tall, and lean slightly forward as you pulse your knees, then draw them down as low as you can. Repeat this a few more times. Release, bringing your legs out to a wide angle. Shift your hips until you feel grounded, making sure your knees are pointing straight up and your feet are flexed. If you can, see if you can shift your hips forward and widen your legs a little bit more. Hands down ahead of you, walk them out, lowering down to your forearms if you can. If that's easy, fold as far forward as possible, reaching out ahead of you or grabbing onto your feet or ankles. Flip grip one foot and then stretch the opposite arm up and over to that side. Sweep your body forward and across to the other side. Return to seated and bring your hands to either side of one leg. Pointing your toes, lower and lift that leg 5 times. Repeat on the other side. Bend one knee, pulling the foot in, then forward fold over the extended leg, reaching for your toes if you can. Repeat on the opposite side. Release, returning to seated and shifting your legs so that both knees are bent and both feet are over towards the same side. Clasp your hands ahead of you and lift the outermost leg. Pulse that leg up and down 10 times. Kick it out to the side for 10. Next, kick it out forward, then wrap the leg back without your heel touching down 10 times. Bring it down, then shift your legs over to the opposite side. Lift the outer leg, pulse up and down for 10. Side kicks 10 times. Kick forward and wrap it around for 10. Lower the leg and make your way to a tabletop position. Keep your toes curled under, knees under the hips, wrists lined up under the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and press through your fingertips as you begin to rock back and forth, leaning as much as you can without feeling any pain. Now shifting side to side. To circles one way. And the other. Rotating your hands so that your fingers are facing your knees, return to rocking front to back. Side to side. To circles one way. Then the other. Now only if your wrists allow, flip onto the tops of your hands, fingers facing your knees. Shift front to back, keeping in mind that you will have less range of motion through your wrists in this position. Small movements side to side. To circles twice one way and then twice the other. Curl your toes under and sit back on your heels, shaking out the wrists. Interlace your fingers and do some figure eights. Shift positions to come down onto your back. Try to keep both shoulders grounded as you twist one knee over to the opposite side. You can bend the knee of the lower leg and grab onto that foot, so long as you can still keep both shoulders on the ground. Otherwise, keep that lower leg extended. Repeat on the opposite side. Releasing back, bring one ankle across the thigh of the opposite leg, opening up that hip and pulling the lower leg in toward you for a figure 4 stretch. Release and repeat on the opposite side. release, bringing your feet down and extending through the legs. Raise your legs and shoulders to a hollow body hold, engaging the core. Then sit up, feet down, and come to standing, hands free. Still without your hands, return to the hollow body hold and repeat 4 more times. Finish in a standing position and prepare to go into a front split, starting with your weaker side forward. Take your time lowering into the position, making sure that you're keeping your hips squared off to the ground as much as possible. Rotating the hips and shifting to a middle split. To a front split on the opposite side. And back to middle splits. Bring your feet together and raise your hips to a forward fold. And then take your time working out any kinks that you may have left. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe.